Hello everyone. We're going to pick up where we left off on the last video on creating a new post in WordPress. This one is about editing a post. So, it's pretty much a review because editing a post is pretty much almost exactly like creating a new post, except instead of creating a new post, you're just editing an existing post. So I'm just going to click on the post link in the left column here. That brings me to the page called Posts, which is listing all the posts on my website. And I have a lot of them. See, I've got like 3 different pages of posts. Anyway, we're interested in these 2 up at the top here. They're in draft mode, which means they're not published, which means the public can't see them. If I were to go to the front end of the site, which I don't actually have open, which is kind of dumb. You'd think I'd be prepared. But I'm going to go to the front end of my website right now. And I'm going to click on articles. And it's going to show you that I have here a bunch of posts that are listed. Not the entire article for each post, just the first 1 or 2 paragraphs. And then I've got to read the rest of this article link. And if I click on that link, it'll bring me to the individual post right where the paragraph where I was reading on that other page left off. Okay, so that's what this read the rest of this article is all about. And I'm going to show you how to set that up. So basically, as I said in the last video, WordPress will put your articles or posts in 2 places. A page similar to this, which lists all of your posts, and then when you click on the individual posts, like I just did, it'll take you to the page which has the entire individual post. Okay, so let's go back to the back end. Let me go back to articles. Go back to the back end. All right, so now we're going to edit new posts. It hasn't actually been published yet. But before we do that, let me just show you light a white background, black. That's a published post. If I click on edit, now, okay, you guys are, well, you're going to be in the visual editor, but I don't want to mess this up. So basically, I just want to show you that you can edit a published post. There's nothing saying you can't. So that's not going to be an issue at all. But I'm going to go back to the post list, and we're going to go edit new post. This is a post called new post, and it hasn't yet been published because, as you can see, it's in draft mode, status draft. All right, so, we want to edit it. Let me delete this more. Now, I'm going to temporarily publish this by clicking on publish. And if we go to the articles page, here's the new post, right? This comes in on this list. But the entire post is coming in, right? I don't want that. So the first thing I want to show you, I'm going to set my cursor, well, let me go to the visual editor. So, because most of you are going to be working in the visual editor. So I'm going to set my cursor right here. And then I'm going to click right here, the 5th icon in, insert more tag. I'm going to click, and then I'm going to hit update. And now if I go back to that main articles page by reloading it in the front end, you'll see that new post now has read the rest of this article. Okay? So, and if I click on new post, it'll show me the entire post. All right, since my site is live, and since I just made this live and I didn't want to, I'm going to change the status back to draft. So status published, I'm going to click on edit, drop down menu, go draft, hit OK, hit update. Now if I go back to the articles page by reloading it, you'll see that new post, whoops, I have to go back to articles. Okay, now you see that new post is gone, right? It went away because I changed the status from published back to draft. So that's a very convenient thing. This way you can store, like, if you're writing an article but you didn't finish it, you can keep it in draft mode, and you can have several articles sort of on deck, so to speak. So draft mode is a very convenient thing. All right, so we've added a more link. Let's say well, actually I've been screwing around with this. Let's say we want to add a heading here. This is the problem with the visual editor. I'm going to hit a carriage return and go a new heading. You can't format this as a heading in the visual editor. So you get two editors. You get the visual editor and the HTML editor. And as in the last video, we're going to have to format this as an H3 tag. And in order to do that, you have to go to the HTML editor. So here's a new heading, which I added. And, oh, I have two I's there. Let me get rid of one. So I'm going to add the, I think this is the greater than sign, which is shift comma, H3, then the less than sign, shift period, and then I'm going to end the tag after heading, shift comma, slash H3, shift period. All right? Now if I hit preview, a new tab is going to open up showing me the entire post, and there's a new heading properly formatted. So now, as the designer of most of your all's websites, this kind of formatting I do sort of behind the scenes. So when you enter an H3 tag, it's always going to look like this. In the case of my website, it's always going to come in this color purple with an italicized font and a specific font as well. So all of that I take care of. All you need to do is remember to add the H3 tag. And once again, you cannot do that in the visual editor. So it's a limitation of the visual editor. So, you know, that's kind of a problem, but it's just the way it is. So, you know, and then let's say I want to add like another paragraph. Let me go back to the visual editor. I'm just going to, I don't really feel like typing all this stuff. So I'm just going to copy this paragraph, copy, and then I'll place my cursor after the end of the last paragraph, make a carriage return, paste. Now if I hit preview, go back. Now here it is in the front end, and here's the new paragraph I added, right? So it's very easy to edit a post, bottom line. It's simple. And so now you know how to add a more tag. Just know that you have to go into the HTML editor if you want to format any of your headings, or your subheadings, I should say. If you're not going to have any subheadings in your article, and there's no reason why you have to, if you're not going to have any, then you don't even need to worry about it. You can just stay in the visual editor and you'll be fine. Like, you know, I wanted some subheading capability, so I built that into this site when I created it for myself, but that doesn't mean you have to. What else did I want to show you? Oh, okay, one thing. WordPress tracks all the changes you make, and not many people know this because it's way down at the bottom of this page. Let's say I want to go to a revision from October 31st. I'm going to click on that. It's going to show it to me. Down here, I'm going to click Restore. Now here's the post, and it's from October 31st. No subheadings at all except for the top, and I had already had a more link. So you can always go back to a previous state. WordPress is tracking all of your edits and allowing you to have access to them. It's sort of like multiple undos, which is really cool. So I think that's all I wanted to cover. All right, so I'll see you guys next time.